Hello there and welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome. My name is Raven Mystic, and you take a deep breath with us. And this is Curbside Tramp as well.
Hey,
And just for a moment. So, if you are here with us right now, it's not by accident. Something inside of you is ready to be seen at this time. So tonight we were literally are stepping into the shadow alchemy, not just surface level spirituality, not love and not in light avoidance, but the real work, the dark night of the soul, the place where illusions burn away and truth is forged through fire. Welcome, Todd. How are you tonight?
hey, hey, glad to be here. My alter ego is Curbside Tramp. Check me out on YouTube, please. New music coming out in the next couple months. I'm so happy to be here. We're going to have fun, but this is a serious subject. So let's have fun and take it a little serious at the same time. So, ready? Let's get into it, Raven.
Let's get into it, Todd. Absolutely. I'm
All right.
beyond ready.
All right. Let's do it. So,
So when we're talking about, shadow work and things like that, right? What comes to
right.
mind with you in your shadow work, and how do you approach your shadow, or when did you even know the concept of what your shadow aspects of yourself was?
Well, I have been working on shadow work for many, many, many years, but I didn't know I was working on shadow work. One of my dearest friends introduced me to what that was not long ago. So, and as our friendship's growing, Raven, and you've pointed out things with me and the shadow and things in my past, I got a lot to share. We'll see how much you get out of me tonight. But just the other day, I was awakened when on how damaged I am and didn't even know it. Let's just put it that way. You know, childhood trauma goes into relationship trauma, because then it's a whole different subject, but you get caught up in this wheel, and this wheel is ugly, right? So, yeah. So, and for me, I found out that I have a lot of triggers, and I've spent literally the past 20 years with not even bothering to have relationships with a whole lot of people. No girlfriend, period. Just didn't bother. It wasn't interested. And with friendships, it's very small group. I just like to do my music and then just stick to myself. Why? Because I'm figuring out that when people say certain things to me, I take criticism really well, but I don't take it as a challenge. If somebody comes at me challenging me, it reminds me of my past. It triggers me, and I have to work on that, because they can be telling me things that are very constructive, or can I just say it like it is, or I really fucked up. Okay, so yeah, so I'm learning to just shut up and listen, but my mind's still saying back out, go. And dude, that's hard to deal with. So you gotta really mature and grow with that. But once you get past it, then you start realizing I'm healing. And that's, I'm healing. We're all healing. Right, Raven?
Gosh,
So
Todd, what a way to put it. Absolutely, Todd. We're all healing, absolutely. Always healing, always growing, and always evolving. And you brought up some gems, because doesn't it affect your relationship so much when we're always going to be triggered? Somebody's going to trigger
yeah.
you, what, out and then, out of nowhere. And when it does, as far as shadow work and inner alchemy and things like
Mhm.
that, right?
Right.
Very much so, because I've been doing it for a lot of years and really intensively, way before this podcast, because it was a lot of homework for me, even,
Hmm.
and there was a lot of things that come up in my shadow where I got triggered, right? Where I had to say, hey, well,
Right.
hold on, Raven, pulled in within, went in hermit mode, and okay,
Yeah.
why did it trigger me? Just like you said, with the inner childhood wounds, we all have that,
Right. Right. Eh,
you know.
Oh, Raven. Okay. Since,
Mhm.
we've been doing our interactions with the business, our ventures and everything,
Yeah.
just us two alone, we've butted heads a little bit, but luckily we're adults and we can talk, right? So, I mean, I know you've been triggered just by different things, and I've seen it. We're both healing, so I get it. You pointed a lot of things out to me, Raven, and I appreciate you a great deal. And then, as in time goes by, I'm not kind of trying to steal the camera here, but as time goes by through these 20 some years, I have found someone that I really am in love with, and that's hard when you don't know how to do it. Because I've been living for the past 20 years my way or the highway. You know what I mean? My way or the highway, and I lived by it. I would tell somebody to take a hike in a blink of an eye. So it's hard. I mean, I'm healing.
It is hard. And it's not just, and also too, every relationship teaches us something, right? It also,
Right.
hopefully, we have that inner awareness and we have that inner understanding and that inner overstanding also too, right? And that inner
Right.
awareness to say, hey, we all make mistakes too, and we're all healing through this together. And we have that open communication, right? We have butted heads, right? But we're also mature enough adults to say, hey, this is what upset
Mhm.
me, what upset you. I'm holding space for you. You listen to me, I listen to you.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. And it's like we
Right.
literally have discussed and say, why has that triggered you? Right. And you have
Right.
discussed with
Right.
me, this is why, Raven. Okay. And I
Yeah.
said, okay, Todd, this is why, Todd. Right. And
Right.
but we have that open dialogue. Some people don't even have that. Right.
Right.
So it is
That's a
very
lot of healing.
hard. It's very hard to it can be very overwhelming too. Also too, going through the dark night of the soul. I really want to dive into that part of how you alchemize the dark night of the soul too as well. I have been through
Mhm.
so many dark night of the souls through my spiritual awareness alchemy too as
Mhm.
well that I literally
Right.
lost count. But being through the dark night of the soul, right? You really think that you're in like deep, dark depression. Like I know the difference from
Mhm.
spiritual depression from just like inner and all the type of depressions and things like that, right?
Right. Right.
But when you're spiritually awake and aware, like you know that there's things and changes, and your spirit guides are speaking to you and talking to you, and you're around other people that you are just not resonating with anymore. So when you are
Mhm.
going through the dark night of the soul, it's like you literally feel like you are alone. Nobody understands you or any of these things. And the reason why, because you're going through so many different energies are coming in, you're shifting,
Yeah.
you're releasing, you don't even maybe not even aware of it, and you think, am I going crazy? But the universe is showing you signs and
Mhm.
synchronicities, and something will resonate with you while you're going through it, right? And there's so many videos here on YouTube University that you can literally look up and
Right.
about the dark night of the soul too, and about the depression, and there's so many cycles to it and so many layers to
Mhm.
it too as well. Also, it breaks you wide open.
Right.
It breaks you so freaking wide open that it's like, wow, things don't resonate with me no more, people, places, and thing, and it's okay. It's not the people. I'm growing, I'm evolving, right? What
Right.
is real for me? What is illusion here? What is not an illusion here? What is real soul connections or what is
Mhm.
fantasy? Those type of things, because that's when Neptunian things come in. And
Absolutely.
Neptune is literally shifted into Aries now. So it's going to be a little bit different, a lot different from Pisces. So much so. So the rose colored glasses
Absolutely.
are off now with Aries. It's about fire and action and things and
Mhm.
standing in your sovereignty.
Right. And when you're empathic, like both of us are, you have to
Mhm.
learn. For me, because you're way more advanced than I am, people. She is. I'm just a baby. But I can tell you what, determining the difference between what is real and what isn't real, because my real today is not what my real was 20 years ago or 5 days ago. It's not. I'm like vibrating higher. I'm seeing things differently. So what is real and what isn't real? Who was to tell you what's real and isn't real? I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh my goodness. This is interesting for sure. This is a good topic.
It,
I
it
will
very
say that
much is so. Like crack that sucker open, right? And
right, right.
it's like, it's like the mask needs to fall away. Like, why are we hiding in that spiritual closet when it is our shadow? It literally is our guilt, our shame,
Mm-hmm.
those type of things, our darkness, the things that you do not want anybody else to know about. That
Right.
is your dark side. We all have
Mm-hmm.
that.
I
And
do.
it literally is we all have it. And it's our alchemy. And it is our yin and our yang. But also too, it's our light. Our shadow is our light. It literally
Mhm.
is. And hey, we all have failures in life, do we not? But like I have
Oh,
said, right? Our failures is our success.
yeah. Right.
So
Yes.
literally tonight's transmission, it's really titled, I am the alchemist of the shadow flame. And we literally are expanding into our infinite truth, my loves. And it's not just a title. It literally is there goes Mercury, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
declaration. And it's, when it happens, when you stop running from yourself, and it's a lot of mirror work. When you're doing shadow work and things, it's like a mirror work. And when I mean mirror work, I mean literally looking at yourself in the mirror and you really talk to your inner self, your inner child. What does your
Right.
inner child want? What is your inner child ashamed of, afraid of, scared of? What does your
Mm-hmm.
inner child need? Go ahead and throw that temper tantrum. You need to
Right.
meet that inner child, right? Because that inner child of yours have always been there. And we've always had these layers of trauma. Each and every one of us have,
Right.
right? Clients from all across the world, with me in having sessions, there's so many layers of trauma,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like holding that space too and knowing that this is just a moment and a pass by, literally here on this earthly realm, right? And when you also know too that nothing that once was comforted that even works for you no more. That's not being a failure either. Those are literally
No.
your strengths too. When it's like,
That's,
okay, well, I'm not spiritual bypassing and things. I'm really
yeah.
going to look into why we're all going to be triggered no matter what, right? I'm not going to say it's going to be doing this work and we're going to be zilch no triggers. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm
And
saying is
it's part of growing, Raven.
that part. Exactly, Todd. Exactly.
And I didn't want to cut you off. I'm sorry. I want people to know that
No, you're fine.
StreamYard is having some technical difficulties tonight. So we're going to keep rolling. And if you just hang with us, we apologize. It's out of our hands. I have noticed there's been audio glitches, and I don't know if it's coming out to you guys, but I've noticed it. So I want to point out StreamYard, and we're going to keep going. So
That part
let's go.
really has. It's been very glitchy tonight, that's for sure, right? Before we
Right.
even started this live, it's like
Mhm.
Raven had audio technical difficulties and things. So it is what it is. We just have to deal with what we have to deal with
Right.
technology. So, Curb.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
what do you think of about this shadow alchemy? Is it about fixing yourself or is it about reclaiming yourself?
Reclaiming yourself. I think for me, it's reclaiming who I really am and who I lost. That's what it is for me. Am I repairing myself? Yeah, you're growing. I wouldn't say it's repairing because you're not broke. You've had things happen to you, makes you feel damaged, or makes you get however you want to word it. You're glitching, or things that make you want to go, "Hey, kiss my butt," things like that. But you're not broken. You were abused or you're damaged away. Okay, so you're healing, yes, but you're growing in yourself. You're finding the old you that you should have been in the first place. That's my opinion. That's how I feel about that.
Right. But also, too, it's about, your anger, right? Your
Yeah.
grief. There's
Yep.
so many cycles and people and go through so many cycles of grief, right? It's also, too, about your deepest, darkest desires.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Those type of things too. We all have these innate, deep, dark
Mhm.
desires too. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. It's unclaimed power. That's what it
Mhm.
is.
Right. Right.
It literally is. And the shadow doesn't want to destroy you. It literally wants to integrate. It wants to be the witness, literally without judgment, because there is no judgment when literally you're doing your shadow work. There just isn't. There
Right.
isn't. Right.
And
And it's also too the dark night of the soul too, when you're going through the dark night of the soul. Oh my God, it can be so wretched. Like you just
mhm,
don't want to be around nobody. Like you literally will literally isolate yourself when you're really going through a lot of processes. It's a lot of processing when you're going through the dark night of the soul, but it's like I said, it really breaks you wide open. But it's also
right,
too, it's not a punishment when you're going through the dark night of the soul. It literally is an initiation of your soul. It's your free will, it's your sovereignty, right? You're whole. Right, you're ripping off those masks. Like, who am I? Where am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? Right, and also too, this is wintertime here in the Western Hemisphere. Right, so
right,
this is a lot about going within in that hermit mode at this time. Right, it's about laying dormant and just really asking your inner self, what am I going to do and roll out in 2026, right? And the new year
right,
really doesn't start in just a few weeks anyway. And it'll be fire horse energy. Woo!
mhm,
It's all about your freedom. It's about standing in your individuality too at this time. It always has been, but now more than ever. Right, Todd?
right, absolutely. Um, I have I always really I'm willing to say about that is I have found myself in ways I haven't seen in a long time, and it's not easy. But when you're uncomfortable, and that's when you're making changes. That's when you're changing. Um, I'm sorry, it's glitching out, and I can't see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're doing
Okay.
wonderful. You're doing good. You need to stare this way and quit looking that way because it's distracting. That's distracting you, is what that's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, okay, yeah, but for me, it's just relearning myself as far as getting patience, having patience, and being responsible for what comes out of my mouth, things like that, because that's for me personally, that's my biggest thing is pushing people away from me to make myself feel better when I don't want to face my own problems with, things from the past that haunts me and things like that. And that's the only way I can really relate with this the most is healing and moving forward and growing. And I have found a good bit of who I should have been, but I'm still working on it. And uh, I just want you guys to do this too. Just keep moving forward and don't take no for an answer. Just heal and learn. Be patient.
Right. Be patient with oneself because each and every one of everybody's path is so different, right? And it's also everyone is also in their own individuality too as well. So nobody can really understand you or anybody, right? Only you can
Right.
understand the inner you. Only you know what you've been through, my loves. Only you do. And if you're right in the middle of it now, literally, you're not
Right.
broken either, right? And you're being
Right.
stripped of what was not never real. And that can really feel terrifying. It can feel
Hmm.
lonely. You can feel have a lot of be disoriented, and things like that, right? Where you do want to, but that's also where your truth lies too. Don't you think,
Right.
Todd?
Yep. Yeah. Uh, it's a battle. You just have to. For me, I isolate, so I don't have to deal with people. But I kind of like being alone, so I don't know whether I need to change that or not. But it's difficult for me. I'm recluse a lot, and it's kind of funny because I like to entertain. But when I'm done entertaining, I just go hide, go to my place. I don't have to deal with nobody. So that's part of my shadow work I have to deal with is being able to communicate with people and understand them without assuming they're saying things they are not. My history, I was abused. Okay, straight up. So I've been beat down. So my healing process through the years is I know who I am now. I'm very confident, but it took a lot of work. Are you good enough? I'm not good enough. Whatever you do, I suck at this. That's part of it. You got to find your confidence That's one thing I really want to get across in a lot of different subjects, but always find your confidence and know your worth, because you're the only one that can save you.
That part, right? You come in here with yourself, right? And as we leave this vessel, we really go out by ourselves. Remember that you're
Right.
with yourselves forever, my loves. And our shadow work, right? We'll always be doing our shadow work, no matter. So,
Right.
this isn't like a race or who's done this. Oh gosh, like I said, here we go.
Yeah.
Sorry about the
Yeah.
glitch, guys. Like I said, right? There goes StreamYard
Right.
glitch. So sorry. We can't help it. Technical
Mhm.
difficulties, and we will proceed. So listen, my loves, you don't just transcend your shadow, right? You sit with it until literally it does tell you the truth. So when you really do stop numbing ourselves, right? When we
Mhm.
really stop pretending,
Right.
avoiding Todd, right? And just pulling back.
Right.
But I
Right.
understand that where, like you said, with the childhood trauma and things like that,
Right.
same. Like there's certain things that I have also went through being a child and an early adult too, as well, right? Where
Right.
I have literally pulled myself back to because I'm like, no, because I didn't want
Right.
to deal with it because I've known their energy was very toxic, and things like that. But also too, when it triggered me, it's like, no, right? And I'm like, okay,
Right.
then I would stuff it down or avoid it, work harder
Right.
and keep my mind so busy where I didn't even have to face it or anything like that. But guess what, my loves? Okay, it always surfaces back up somewhere,
Sure.
somehow. It's always going to. It's going to revolve and circle around in different situations, maybe a different person or whatever is going
Mhm.
to trigger
Right.
because we are mirrors of each other.
Right. And the shadow alchemy isn't about fixing yourself, right, Raven? It's about
No.
reclaiming the parts of you that were buried, rejected, and silenced just to survive. Your anger, your grief, your desire, your fear, all that. Nothing, none of that is wrong. It's unclaimed power, you know.
That part, that's really where the true alchemy really does begin, my loves. Like alchemy is a choice. Choosing truth over comfort, choosing presence over distraction, choosing responsible, being responsible over blaming or shaming,
Mhm.
right? That blame shame game too, right? Right. When when somebody triggers you, it's like, oh, it ain't me, it's you, right? Where you want to
Right,
deflect,
right,
deflect, deflect, right?
right.
Deflect.
Mhm.
Or
Absolutely.
I loves project or want to
Mhm.
project, you know what I mean? And those type of things, those are your shadow. That's your shadow, and literally it can make such a great impact. So we really need to be
Right.
responsible for our words. We need to be responsible for our own healing. We can't be responsible for other people's healing. That is their choices. That's on
Right.
them, my
Right.
loves,
Mhm.
right? And also too, Todd, I also wanted to bring up the journey of being a dark empath. So can we please go
Mhm.
into some of that?
Yes. Woo. You know.
Where do we begin, right?
Dark empath. How does that develop, Raven? I know how it developed in me. It's
Right?
from me. It's from I was already an empath without knowing it. I felt
Mhm.
everything, and it's nothing like being physically abused and mentally abused for decades. So after a while, you kind of find your dark side, and that doesn't mean people. Dark empath doesn't mean you're evil. It doesn't mean you're practicing dark crafts. It doesn't mean any of that. But what it does mean is you can match their fucking energy. Mirror, mirror, as Raven says. So if somebody brings you that dark, like a narcissist, a dark empath learns to fire back with the same energy and shut them down, take the energy from them. And I've gotten really good at that. And dark empath turns into quite the warrior. And you don't go around bragging about it, but you find out when you cross them because it does get dark. And I believe Raven's a dark empath as well. Aren't you, Raven?
Very much so. I've had to learn to wax and wane through it, right? And being a shadow alchemist, right?
Mhm,
And also to shamanic, being in them shamanic practices
mhm,
has a very long lineage of them on both sides of my family as well, and practicing them.
mhm.
And my practices and rituals are very sacred, and I very
Right.
take them very, very seriously, right?
Absolutely.
So being the alchemist of the shadow and the flame, literally, we are literally expanding into our infinite truth when we're literally proclaiming that and reclaiming that. And it's like we're
Right.
reclaiming our power, right?
Right.
So also too, also, I know too, like you said, when we mirror each other, right? And being a
Mhm,
dark empath, so many times it's like, okay, what is a dark empath? Well, a dark empath is where you have been through so much trauma too, as well, many layers, right? And you have learned through your psychic gifts, literally, your psychic gifts,
mhm,
your innate abilities too, has really strengthened for you to be walking into your path of being that dark
mhm.
empath. But that literally being the dark empath, you are neutral. You neutralize others not so good, lower vibrational, energies
Right.
and things like that. And you are mirroring them. And especially what you brought up, the narcissist, which we have done a podcast on
Mhm,
narcissism, and the
mhm.
empath, have we not, Todd? Which
Right.
we
Yes,
really
we have.
dived into that. So, it's in the live section. So please, if you are vibing with the tribe,
Right.
please, my loves, hit the subscribe and
Yep.
share this live out, because we will be having many, many other different topics
You
as the year goes on.
you took the words right out of my mouth because I was just going to say, if you made it this far, subscribe, hit the bell, follow, because there'll be a lot more to come. And if you're enjoying us, leave us a comment and let us know. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a great deal. It helps push us out. Thank you.
That part. So, what else you got to say, Todd? What else would you like to share?
Oh Lord. I really I don't want to sound repetitive, but just my thing for this is you just got to you have to sit and meditate, find yourself, watch your transactions with people all the time closely. Find the shadow work that you need to do. If you want to be in denial, but you still know. Just practice just doing better. You don't have to be perfect, but just practice doing better to interact with others. And I'm not saying everyone deserves it, because some of them do deserve when you're not doing better. Trust me. But just learn yourself, and it'll help you with relationships with friends, and you know, uh, you know, girlfriend, boyfriend, marriage, all that stuff. So just pay attention to yourself and listen. Have an open mind. If you can't communicate and you don't have an open mind, you're never gonna you're not gonna heal. You're not gonna move forward. If you can't communicate, you can't sit and think what you've done wrong, or maybe you haven't done wrong, but how did you handle the situation? All that falls into past trauma. That's the shadow work. That's it. And I got a bucket full I'm working on.
Right. But also, too, about journaling. We need to bring up journaling, right?
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
really do stress that to my clients as well. Journaling is very vital, especially
Mm.
any type of your healing journey that you're going through, your spiritual awareness, just you don't have to journal every day or any of
Mhm.
those things, but journaling is very vital on your healing journey. It just is. And then you can reflect back
Mm.
and see how far you have come. Also,
Yeah.
too, like I said, this is a process, my loves, right? It literally is a process. And you do come out on the other side. You come out like a
Yeah.
badass freaking warrior. That you know why? Why? Because you have stronger boundaries.
Mhm.
You will have stronger boundaries. You're not going to be that doormat, right? It's not being that nice Mrs. Nice Guy, Mrs. Nice Woman.
Mhm.
Let's do everything for everybody, right? And then you feel
Yep.
so empty and
I'm
depleted.
guilty. Guilty.
Right. And also, too, it's just
Oh,
very vital to be grounded,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
People do pull you off your center. It's so much
Yep.
technology, so many energies that are really like sucking you, vamping you, right? When you feel drained, that's your inner compass telling
Yeah.
you need to leave. You need to leave that place, whether it's your family, okay? Go away for a little bit so you can go catch your breath and have that ground within yourself. You owe that to yourself. Your inner child is screaming that, literally.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. And I just had an aha moment because you're talking about journaling. Well, there you go. You do what I do, write music, write poems, just write. If you have any kind of desire to write music, write music. Just get your feelings out. That makes a big difference to me. I guess that's why I've been writing music for the past 30 some years.
Right?
I guess that's my channeling or my journaling,
Dang.
not channeling, and journaling and channeling actually. But yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Raven. I
You're
didn't even think
welcome.
about
Not right. Not to mention also too painting, whatever that feeds your
yeah.
soul. Whatever feeds your
Yeah.
soul, like when you are going through this, if you want to freaking paint something and thrash something out because you're going through so
Mhm.
much inner
Yeah.
turmoil and you can't get it out in words, it's okay.
Build birdhouses for the fae. Build little homes for the gnomes.
Right. Get out of
Anything.
nature. Take that road
Yeah.
trip, right? Drink plenty of water too. Rest your body. And journaling, like I said, anything that is surface, but also too, without judgment, my loves. No judgment on yourself. No more guilt. No more shame. Let it go. Release it and let it go. Literally, like this is like for Stephanie and Hades really into the underworld right now. They are like bearing both of it, the masculine and the feminine. We all have masculine and feminine, do we not? So it's like,
Yep.
we're purging. It's a lot of purging, releasing, and letting go. Literally, what is no longer serving us at all, no longer what is not even feeding our soul no more. So if the emotions do rise up, right, they might rise up later after this podcast. Okay. I'm going to
Hmm.
pull some cards to see what angel numbers we have, and also, too, a little bit of tarot for a little mini read. And also, too, I have the shadow work oracle too here as well. But if the
Great.
emotions are arise later after this podcast, just let them move, okay? If memories come up, if they surface up for you, witness them. Stand in a witness and just stand
Right.
neutral, right? Also, too, if clarity lands, just let it ground slowly. Integration, it's not about rushing. It's not, my loves. It's literally about allowing truth to settle into your body. You didn't imagine what you felt either. Those things are not imagination. What you feel, it's very real and it's very raw and it's very true. So, also, too, you never ever did, you didn't do it wrong either. There's not a right way or a wrong way to do your shadow work or your spiritual journey or any of those things. Okay. Don't let anybody tell you that either. Just let
Right.
you know that. Literally, you
Right.
are the alchemist. So, literally, return to this affirmation as much as needed, right? I am the alchemist of the shadow and the flame. I allow truth to integrate with ease. I am safe in my becoming. So, literally, you guys are not alone. You're never alone on this journey. I'm walking it, talking it with you, my loves. You're not alone. You're not broken. We are all becoming, are we not?
Right. Yes. Yes.
So, is there anything else that you would like to share, Todd, before we wrap this live up?
On your journey, for some of you that's been beat down, as things are surfacing, just remember you are good enough. You are good enough, and you are badass enough. That's what I got to say about that. That is
Okay, awesome. We literally got 111, literally stepping into our destiny, right, my love? So
that,
the angels literally are whispering to us at this time. Destiny, angels whispers, follow what you feel. Listen as your intuition helps to guide you to what you are manifesting. The whispers are helping you to create all that is that you desire. Listen, lean in, and follow your soul. Affirm. Life is always happening for me. I am always allowing myself to lean in to what feels good. 111, right?
Love it.
It's also
Love it.
about standing in your truth, following your own beginnings, right? And, trusting your own intuition. And it is about
Mhm.
beginnings because we have the ones there. But also, too, we got 1717. It's also about self reliance, right? So the angels
Mm.
are whispering at this time. Time has come to rely on your knowledge, your wisdom, and your ambition. You have an important and mission and life purpose. Leaning on your inner strength will allow more of your path to unfold ahead. Affirm. As I take leadership of my life brings a flow of good fortune and good blessings.
I like that.
1717, right? And it literally is
Love it.
standing in your truth. And it's like spiritual truth with the number seven, right? But we also got it's, being optimistic at this time. We got 1818, my loves. It's stepping into your abundance too, as well, when we see the number
Wow.
eight, right? It's about being successful. Manifestation of your abundance is near. Higher levels of your optimism as needed as new abundant beginnings are on the horizon. Brighter days are always come after the darkest of nights. Affirm.
Wow.
Everything is in perfect order as I enter into the next chapter of my journey and connect to the abundance that is near.
I resonate with that.
1818.
Wow.
Right. And it literally
Really.
is about, major changes at this time. Okay, my loves, like 555, because I look down, at the bottom of the deck and we literally got 555 here. So it's about life major changes, my loves. It's about angels are whispering right now. Changes happens outside of our comfort zone, does it not? Really talking about
Mhm.
the dark night of the soul tonight, right?
Right.
And
Right.
also too,
Right.
for the ones that are literally go through this live and literally hit the replay button too as well. When you're going through the dark night of the soul, literally know that literally it's the moment that your soul is literally outgrows your life, that you are meant to build here to survive. So when we go through these major life changes, the 555, right? Angels literally
Mhm.
are whispering to us at this time. Change happens outside your comfort zone. The time for change is now. The angels are whispering for you to trust your path and to learn how to walk it. Take the next step, allow change to lift you up and guide you forward. Affirm, I release all that no longer serves me, and I am guided to move outside of my comfort zone and let change in. 555. Great to be
Mm.
alive, right? We got 5 people
Right.
watching this live right now. So you can't make
Wow.
this up.
There you go. Wow.
We've been having viewers the whole time. Okay.
Mm.
So let's see what we got, my loves, for the tarot. Okay, this is literally stepping in. We got 4 of Wands. We got the Emperor here, which I love that. And we literally got the Ten of Swords. Okay, this is literally okay. There has been pains. There's been some betrayal. There's been some, some letdowns and things like that, right?
Right.
Yes, there has. That's part of shadow work, though. Okay, that literally is. Each and every one of us, we've been through layers of it. We've been through layers of it after the holidays and things like that, right? We have one comment.
Wow.
Hello
Nice.
there,
Thank you.
James.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, James. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome. Also, too, it's like, we have been through some changes. We have been through some major letdowns, major betrayals, and things like that. But when we are walking into the Ten of Swords, it's literally, okay, we're going to speak it though. This is Libra, this is Gemini, and this is Aquarius, right? It's about clear communications and speaking it because we're not going to stand for the pain no more. We're going to speak our truth, right? This is like Ten of
Yeah.
Swords walking away from it too as well. It's completion of the cycle when it's 10. Okay. Also, too,
Okay.
when we have the emperor, I love this with the emperor. When we have the emperor, it's like taking that leadership, having that integrity, right? It's masculine.
Mhm.
We're all masculine. We're all feminine. Are we not? Yes, we are.
Right.
But taking that leadership, okay? Standing in your truth, knowing that you are your own kingdom within, right? Standing in your own integrity too as well. Also, too, taking that lead. You are a leader. You're a leader for yourself. You're a leader for others, and taking the action to do so. Also, we got the Queen of Swords. I'm just excited because this is a very great spread. And I'm very, very happy. I'm happy for where we have come. I'm happy. You guys give yourself a pat on the back and give yourself a
Mhm.
round of applause because we've made it
Right.
this far, have we not? And the journey has
Right.
just begun. And this is like the Queen of Swords. So when we got the Queen of Swords here, right? That is literally speaking your truth. Like I said, once again, it's about clear communications with the Queen of Swords. Like with the Queen of Swords, you know, she has strong boundaries. You don't cross these boundaries with the Queen of Swords. She's going to speak it clearly. She's going to speak it wisely, right? She affirms. She's very affirmative when she does it too. She's very clear in communications too. And people are not going to fuck with her. That's right. They're not going to fuck with her because she's very authority about it. Okay. When you have the Queen of Swords here, it's like, you're not going to cross my boundaries. Like, here's the line, don't cross. Because if you do, well, you'll just see. That's just how the Queen of Swords energy is. And we all have it, right? But it's just the energy that's surrounding us at this time. So we have the Four of Wands. And when we have the Four of Wands, this is about happiness, right? This is about security too, as well. But the Four of Wands, right? With the Four of Wands, this, like I said, this is celebrations and things like that. This could be collaborations, okay, that are literally coming in at this time, like new soul tribes, new
Right.
communities, new Raven. She's going on all different new platforms too. A
Yeah.
lot of new things are rolling out, right? If you like to follow me on TikTok too, I do live pop-ups over there. I have a beautiful community over there that I am very much happy to be a part of, that is building each and every day. So my links are
Sure.
all in my bio. So please, if you have a TikTok account, feel free to follow me and I will follow you back
Right.
too. But with the Four of Wands, though, it is our happiness. It's literally, being stable with our foundations too,
Mhm.
with the number 4 too.
Right.
So, like I said, we have the Eight of Wands here. So I love this for us because this is literally about taking action. This is fire. This is, Leo, um, Sagittarius, and it's also Aries. Like I said, taking that action, swift freaking action, because it's the Eight of Wands. Okay. So
Right. Okay.
whatever it is, these opportunities and things, you have literally thought about them, you've contemplated about them, but this is about you taking swift action and taking out switch action to fulfill your destiny. That's what that's about. Okay, so also too, I'm going to pull a few cards out of the Shadow Work Oracle because we literally are talking about shadow work, are we not? We're talking about,
Right.
the journey of the dark night of the soul.
Right. Right. Hey, when you find Raven on TikTok, leave a comment that you found her from this podcast. That'll be interesting to see, that where you came from. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome, would it not? Okay,
Yes.
literally we got envy. So every one of these is so true with this deck. So I really love this deck because these are all of the shadow work, very much so. But this is the shadow words. Okay, we have anger, do we not? Yes, that's shadow.
Mhm.
We have
Mhm.
resistance, do we not? Yes, that is shadow.
Yes.
We have envy. We need to really wake that up. So many people are envious. That is our shadow work,
Right.
is it not? Absolutely. We also too have attachments, like we have
Mhm.
codependency and attachments and things like that. That's shadow. Also too, even when we stagnate, and we're in stagnation too, right? That's also
Mhm.
too being in shadow. But also when we're not in the shadow, and the light side of that is movement. Even if we are being slow, it's still we are progressing. Are we not?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Right.
So are. And when we have attachment here, right? Also too, with the shadow side of attachment, it's also about true growth though. It requires letting go, does it not? So when we have, like,
Right.
here's the cage, right? Okay, we have these butterflies right here. This is about new opportunities, letting go. Cycles have been completed, right? Your freedom, new beginnings, metamorphosis. Okay, we also got envy, right? But the other side of envy is the alchemy of envy is what? So you turn those green eyes of envy, right, into a force for self-improvement and inspiration. That's right.
Right.
That is alchemy. This is how you alchemize, my loves, right? And all this resistance. Because yes, we're human. We're going to resist, are we not? So, you go
Right.
with the flow and be open to life's changes too, as well. Also, too, when we have that anger, our Mars comes out with the anger, right? So, what are you going to do with that anger? How are we going to use it constructively? Not harm, but how are we going to use it constructively? Like, okay,
Right.
we all get angry. It's part of life. We're going to. Life be life. And, hello. So,
Right.
you use it for fire to transform, not destroy, my loves. That's how. Okay, Todd, do you have any announcements or anything that you would like to say before we end this live?
I would just like to say I would love to see you over on TikTok. I'm often over there with Raven, and you can follow me also on TikTok and say hi. Just let us know where you found us, and that would just be great. I love to see how many people are over there and here at the same time. And I thank you for your time, Raven, and thank you for your time too. It's beautiful. I love it when you pull cards and read because it hit me. I resonate every single time. And also, you can go over on Raven's links. And are your links on this page, Raven?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, there, find her links and you book yourself a reading because it'll definitely help you with your shadow work. I know that for sure because I've booked readings myself. But yeah, it was just great being here, and bye.
Right, my loves. Also, too, thank you, Todd. I so appreciate you so, so much. Also, too, yes, I'm literally having a holiday Valentine special as we speak, too. Erotic Valentine sessions, one-on-one. So, click on my links in my bio, DM me the word Valentine, and reach out to me. DM me the word Valentine, and we'll go from there. And we'll literally have a one-on-one session with Raven and go
Beautiful.
into your Valentine erotic sessions, right? Also, too, before we end this live, I do want to say this. In the dark night of the soul, it isn't depression. It isn't punishment. It's the moment when your soul outgrows life. You're built to survive this. This is a phase where meaning dissolves, where the masks really do fall away, where the ego no longer leads nothing that once confronted your works, anymore. That's not a failure, my loves. It literally is an initiation. So, before we do close, I want you to hear this slowly. If you're in a season where everything does feel quiet, everything does feel heavy and unfamiliar, you're not lost. You're being stripped away of what was never true. You are literally, the shadow doesn't come for the unready, it comes for the initiated. And if you're literally listening to this, your soul already knows how to walk the dark. You don't need to be fixed, my loves. You don't need to be saved. You don't need to rush back into the light. Let the night hold you. Let it encompass you. Let it embrace you. Let the shadow teach you. Let yourself become magnetic through your truth, not performance. Be raw and authentic, okay? Because when you stop abandoning yourself, the world begins to really feel you differently. That's when the art of true shadow alchemy begins. And once you taste it, you will never desire shadow light again. I promise
That's
you
right.
that. Thank you, my lads, for literally sitting in this space with us. I really appreciate each and every one of you so, so much. And if something literally has stirred you during this transmission, know that it is intentional. You may be feel reflective, at this time, emotional, tired, activated, and maybe some things have come
Right.
up and unusually unclear, clear at this time. There's nothing to fix, my loves. There's nothing wrong with you after deep shadow work, though. The system, you need to really
Right.
drink lots of water. Okay. Breathe deeply, rest your body, journal anything that has surfaced with you without judgment. If emotions arrive later, let them move through you. If memories come up, literally witness them. If clarity lands, ground it slowly.
Hmm.
And it's about a truth to settle into your body. You didn't imagine it, what you felt. You didn't do it wrong. You opened a door and now your soul is recalibrating at this time. So also to return to this affirmation as needed. I am the alchemist of shadow and flame. I allow truth to integrate with ease. I am safe in my becoming. We'll continue this journey in the next transmission. Until then, be gentle with yourselves, my loves. You're not alone and you're not broken. Bye-bye for now,
Subscribe.
everybody. And
Subscribe.
namaste. Subscribe and
Bye.
hit the like
Hit the
button. Bye
like
bye
button.
for
Yes.
now,
Good
everybody.
night. Bye.
Good night. Bye bye for now.